Toronto's police chief is reassuring residents after a recent rash of violence in the city, including 2 random stabbings near Dufferin Station on Wednesday. Surveillance video shows a man in dark clothing approach another man from behind and appears to stab him in the leg. Moments earlier, police allege the same suspect randomly attacked a 33-year-old man nearby. An 18-year-old man was arrested in Hamilton and faces aggravated assault and a weapons charge. Now, in late December, a University of Toronto student was shot and killed in a wooded area on the Scarborough campus. A 28-year-old man was on parole for firearms offences, is accused in the case. Police say it appears the shooting may have been random. Let's now invite Chris Lewis, a CTV News public safety analyst and former OPP commissioner, in this conversation. Chris, good evening and thanks for your time.
Hello, Akshay.
Let's talk about what we're seeing in Toronto, especially in the last 1 month, Chris. I mean, while, of course, homicide rates are down in the city, in the GTA area, but these random, unprovoked attacks seem to be on the rise. There's an uptick. Why do you think that's going on?
Well, there's a pile of issues at play in society that affect things like these types of crime rates. Like you said, homicide rates in Toronto are half what they were last year, and Toronto still remains a very safe city. But then you see unprovoked attacks like this, stranger on stranger, and sometimes, and we're seeing more and more often in the last year, actually, where the perpetrators are very young people. And you wonder what possesses an 18-year-old, for example, to kill someone that they don't even know. So these things are being studied by sociologists and criminologists and mental health professionals, and really trying to understand the why. And there's a variety of kind of perspectives and opinions out there. None of them really concrete, although if you put them all together, you see that something is going wrong.
Chris, of course, the police is assuring residents that the city is still safe. But despite the recent upticks, and we're talking about these in the news, people are looking at all of this, and especially when it comes to transport and transit in this area, Chris, because we've seen on Go Danforth, for example, there was another instance on Go Yorkdale. We're talking about the TTC in Dufferin area. My question being that apart from saying words like the city is safe, reassuring residents, do you think the police can do something more?
I think Toronto police are doing an incredible job. When you look at all the other pressures on them from all kinds of protests over the last couple of years and on, crime rates have dropped significantly. Been some major busts in organized crime, property crimes, liquor store heists, and stolen cars, and on and on. So, I mean, any murder and that taking any life is horrendous for any community, and even one a year is too many. But you have to look at the big picture comparatively to other major cities in the States, comparatively to what Toronto's been other years over the last 25 years. Crime rates and violent crime is very much down. Now, this uptick of younger people committing crimes, including violent crimes, is a concern that needs to be addressed. But that's way bigger than policing.
Yeah, a great point there about comparing to other big cities in North America. My last question, though, these attacks, of course, as we know, Chris, are random. In most cases, they are unprovoked. But would you have any advice for citizens who can avoid being victims to such random, unprovoked attacks? What would you say?
Well, and every one is different, so you almost have to look at each one and say, what maybe could the victim have done different? Which is troubling in itself. The poor victim's done nothing wrong. But, for people out there that are thinking about traveling and whether it be a transit or just walking the streets at night, just always try and put yourself in a place where there's other people, stay in well-lit areas, be aware of your surroundings and people around you so that if you have to take some evasive action, you kind of in your mind know where you're going to go and what you're going to do. Other than that, we have to live our lives and we have to commute and we have to do things, and we just can't stop doing those things. We just need to be as careful as we can possibly be and rely on security in these institutions and police to do their best to try and protect us, knowing they can't be everywhere all the time.
Right. CTV News public safety analyst and former OPP commissioner Chris Lewis. Thank you for this, Chris. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, actually. Take care.